Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. So it's just a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love, so they show us love back. Yeah. And Ben Worthy like 42 on it.
And once again, it's on. And once again, it's on. You are now rocking with the best. We are the Politics as Usual podcast where we're covering everything NBA related and, of course, some sneaker talks. We are glad to be with you. Before we get started, thank you for subscribing. We are on Amazon Music. We're on Spotify, all the archived episodes, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe at Politics as Usual Talk right there. I want to introduce you to some and present to others. My main man, Pots and Pans, all the way from the Coatesville land. That is Mr. Adam Carter. What's going on, Jack?
What's up, Jack? You see I'm repping Cheney University today.
I see.
Shout out to the first HBCU. Muffy, you are not going to like that, but you got to live.
Get on that. And if y'all from Lincoln, don't fire me because he said that.
It is what it is. That's a fact, Jack.
Yeah, man. Yo, we got, as usual, per usual, as they say, we got some things to get to. Not a lot of drama, but a lot of just activity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get right to it, Jack. So we had two of the best going up against each other on Saturday. It was a late night.
Oh, I stayed up all night.
LeBron versus Steph, Jack. It's a heck of a game. Double overtime. 144 to 145. The Lakers pulled that thing out, Jack. What do you think of that game?
They tried everything in their power to give it away. And yo, how can Steph Curry get that wide open of a look? That was crazy.
Unbelievable, man.
The funny part is when Draymond, what he said to Vanderbilt, when he punched Anthony Davis in the face.
Yo. He finds a way. He finds a way to get his licks in. He finds a way.
You nailed it. He will find a way. Get his licks in. He likes Anthony Davis. That's what's crazy.
They're friends.
But when that game, but between those lines, he will slap anybody. He smacked him. Should have been a flagrant. And he was like to Vanderbilt. You heard what he said? He said things we can't say on this podcast. But he called him a female dog N-word. Female dog donkey N-word. I was crying, man.
Listen,
I said that's how he be just talking. Yo, man.
Listen, if Draymond's mama is out there, he might get a flagrant foul. He has no picks, man. It is unbelievable.
Now it makes me wonder, how is he in practice on those bench players? Oh, man.
Well, how is he in practice? You see what he did?
Oh, no. Answer my own question. We saw that footage.
He's pushing them to the limit.
Man, listen, to say the least, but that was a great game, man. And, man, it just made me kind of sad. I said, we need to see more of those two teams, and those two teams happen to be struggling. Yeah. I want to see more of Steph and LeBron.
Yeah, man, it was good to see them one more last time on a big stage Saturday night, Jack. That's the marquee game. LeBron ended the game with 36, and Steph ended the game with 46. Steph still looks like a young man, the babyface assassin, related to those Currys over there in Hate Tide, looking just like
Turtle. Yeah, but none of them
to this day.
None of them can shoot. I ain't never seen Turtle nor his brothers really shoot that well.
Listen, Turtle can put that ball in the basket, Jack, and you know he watches every week, so you know he's gonna comment.
I want no problem.
Your boy took up for you. Turk can put the ball in the basket, Jack. Them Hate Tide Currys. Hate Tide Currys, but a heck of a game. Jack came down to the wire with the King closing it out for the Lakers, though. It was
King had like 20 rebounds.
Unbelievable, man. At 39, Jack. I know we keep saying it.
That's crazy. They said he was the only one to put a stat line. I'm like, that's just like Kareem in the 70s. It was a fantastic game, man. It was a great game. And Clay hit some big shots.
Yeah, man.
I was wondering, what were they doing having Clay on LeBron?
Listen, What Shaq say? Barbecue.
Alert, alert,
alert.
Yo, but then again, they was thinking, what is Austin Reeves doing on Curry? Oh, he was abusing him all night long. I felt sorry for him, man.
But everybody in the league is barbecue chicken for Clay, though. Like, yeah, man.
The fake smell. Oh, man.
Can you imagine the preparation that you have to go into preparing for Steph Curry? Like, you have to get a great night's rest.
Yes.
Eat all vegetables. Hydrate. How do you prepare for this guy?
Not going to stop running. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, you got him. Then he's wide open again. And I get mad sometimes, especially when they play against him, when I'm rooting against them. But I was like, yo, you can't get mad. Like that's his superpower is not being able to stop running.
Yeah, man. He's one of those players, like we said the last couple of weeks, the Reggie Millers, the Rip Hamiltons, that, they never stop moving, man. You have to be in tip-top shape to do what Steph does every night. And you figure he's been playing the same exact way for, 15, 20 years? You probably go back to high school. He's probably been playing like this, never stop moving.
They did one play, and I swore he got to the corner, and Draymond didn't even look. And the ball was right there. Their chemistry, when you watch them two, I see why he don't play when Curry plays. That's why they say when Curry ain't playing this, he's gonna get thrown out that game.
Yeah, and this is the thing, Draymond doesn't score a lot of points. He may not even end the game with 10, 12 assists, but the connection that those two guys, three, to be honest with you, Clay too, he knows exactly where those guys like the ball, man. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah, man. Even he played some, I think that first overtime, and he forced Bron into a difficult shot. See, that's the value he has. He can guard a LeBron who was guarding Embiid last night. Handles the ball, gets him, really controls the offense. If he just wasn't so insane all the time.
He said, oh my God. You said insane made me think about that episode of Martin in the courtroom. He said, the fact that I'm insane.
In the parking lot. I'm insane.
My mommy said.
Top 5, by the way. Top 5
episodes ever. We talk about Steph Curry being a top, 1 or 2 point guard ever. And the crazy thing about it is he's probably not even the point guard on the Golden State Warriors. Draymond is.
No, that's probably what I was, that's Magic Johnson going to give you a round of applause for saying that right
Yes.
there. But that's exactly, the point guard is Draymond.
Yeah.
And
Draymond
he worked so hard. When Draymond was suspended, he worked so hard for those same shots without him. I just noticed he looks fresher when Draymond plays.
Right. They're a totally different team when Draymond's not out there, because asking Steph to, run the offense run around the whole game is almost impossible, man. So when you think about it, Draymond really is the glue to that team. You saw it on Saturday, but, they didn't quite weren't able to close it out.
He is the glue. And sometimes his behavior seems like he's sniffing glue.
He's sniffing glue. I tell you one thing he's not.
What's that?
He will not be on the USA team. He will not be donning a white or blue or red jersey this
year. Not this year.
Draymond's not going to Paris, Jack.
Not this year, yo. If he go, he won't be sleeping in the same hotel as the team. He got to come as a visitor.
He'll be shopping.
He'll be yo, did you see his response?
I did.
He had a response to I forgot Grant Hill runs that. And he said Grant Hill could have told him personally and all that.
Yeah.
Man, see, this is some of the consequences. Like, yo, we can definitely have an international scene out there. They play rough in international play.
Right. So Grant Hill is the managing director of USA Basketball. And I saw he did an interview, I guess, on his podcast this morning where he said growing up, his favorite player, the players he was starstruck coming into the league was, what do you say, Kobe Bryant?
Yep.
Was it Kobe Bryant, and the other person was Grant Hill. He said growing up in Michigan, Grant Hill was his favorite player. And for that news to come from Grant Hill to be in charge of it kind of hurt his feelings, but he respected it. I think he kind of understand it, but he said if things change, his bags will be packed.
I saw that. He should have let Tamia sing it to him. Maybe it'd have been a little bit easier, but she probably scared him.
Classic, Jack.
Yo, bro, you better believe it. Yeah, so I was like, yo, that was crazy for him to be like, realizing, people don't want to have you in the circle anymore. So hopefully this is another in his rehabilitation or whatever they call it. Be like, yo, I got to get my stuff together.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? If you think back to the Dream Team, who was considered like the Draymond of the Dream Team?
Our guy.
Who was it? Our guy.
He was insane. Barkley was insane. Barkley was in the bars. Barkley was in the streets. He didn't have social media.
Glass windows.
He didn't do it he wasn't insane on the court. After complete opposite of Draymond. When the game's over.
Listen, I don't. You might be taking up for a guy a little bit. He was smacking mascots.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, he was.
He did try to fight Shaq.
He do got a bunch of fights. He was the first guy who was cussing loud that you could hear it. I was like, yo, anytime he was the free throw. Yeah.
Incredible, man. But I think the USA basketball, though, in all seriousness, is going to miss Draymond Green, though. He's one of those guys that the recent USA teams have always had like the Iguodala's, Tyson Chandlers, those players that don't necessarily need to score.
Mm-hmm.
Some players that can do the dirty work. And Draymond's one of those guys. So who are you going to replace that type of energy?
Everybody else wants to shoot.
Everybody else wants to shoot because
Booker, KD, Steph, Dame. All shooters.
And we've seen what has happened when you try to send remember that year that they sent it was Iverson, Tim Duncan, all these just incredible players.
Great on paper.
Play together.
Yeah. And that's the year when Larry Brown, he hates young players. He wouldn't play how you not gonna play Melo? That's good. Speaking of Larry Brown, I know we're over a little bit, but I'm still upset for him from trading Tim Thomas. He didn't even let him try to get a chance for AI and Tim Thomas.
And I know we're going way left on this segment. We're not supposed to be talking about Tim Thomas, but recently there was
that joke made me think of that.
The thing that I sent you where Tim Thomas said if he would have came out the same year that Kobe did, Kobe would not have gone number 13 because at that time
was the guy.
Tim Thomas was a bad boy, man.
Number one prospect that year was Tim Thomas.
We seen what ultimately Kobe did it, so we went on a major tangent, Larry Brown. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this USA basketball, though, man. It's some good players in that pool, though. So we'll see what happens, man. I think this will probably be LeBron's last, more than likely. Yeah, so it's a chance to kind of put kind of a team together similar to that original Dream Team. But it's definitely going
to lineup going to be wild. Starting lineup going to be wild. The starting lineup, and this would be crazy. Curry's first,
right?
He'll have a gold medal. I think that's so interesting.
And that's one thing that you figured that he's missing from his resume. He definitely needed an MVP, finals MVP. And now I think that gold medal, every other great player has that, and he doesn't have it.
That'd be crazy. He don't want to play in Curry's the coach.
Right.
That'd be wild.
But I think LeBron is kind of pulling the strings with that thing, man. I think the GM will be kind of pulling the strings on that team. So I think we'll see LeParis. So I think we'll be seeing the team that we want to see, man. Unfortunate for Draymond Green, though.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's move on, Jack. We had another interesting game we thought that was supposed to be happening on Saturday, but our boy Embiid last second, man, he pulled out, man. So is Embiid ducking the Joker in Denver? What's happening?
I'm always on Embiid's side. I don't understand why would he. It's not like, is it an altitude issue because of Colorado? But
Right.
4 years in a row,
Jack, November 8th,
I hated reading that stat.
2019 is the last time he's played in Denver. November 8th, 2019.
I hated reading that stat, man. It's hard for me to cover for him when I saw that stat.
And you figure 15 minutes before the game started. And what's unfortunate is a lot of those fans, man, I remember how excited I was. We talked about it last week when the Joker played in Philadelphia. And you figure you pay good money for those seats, man.
Yes, you
and
do.
To not have Embiid out there, and Maxey already wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So like that's unfortunate. So
and that's
I don't know, man.
Matchup, man. 2 games out the year, we get to see the best 2 centers, probably the best 2 players in the league play. You know, the league was sick when they saw that.
Right. That's like buying tickets 10 years ago to see the Lakers play against the Cavs and LeBron or Kobe not playing. It's the same thing in today's game.
2 times a year, yeah, man.
Yeah, you only get it a couple times a year. So that was unfortunate, Jack. What do you think it is, though? Like you said, you think it's the altitude, or I mean, he is banged up though, so he might have had
that's the fact.
A legitimate excuse this year.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that was it. I was hoping he would at least get and do some leave early. If I was a staff, just for the optics, because they was killing him on all the social medias. Oh my goodness, they was booing him there.
Right, and he didn't even come out the locker room until what? The second half or the second quarter?
Yes. Embarrassed, probably feeling crazy, and I wonder, if this last one was a team decision, because the reports like he was looking stiff and all that. Right. But man, I just wish they would have handled that a little bit differently to try to make him look better, because man, he's not looking good.
Right,
looking shook, son.
Yeah, and the crazy
there's no reason to be, because the evidence is no reason to be, because he always plays great against the Joker.
Yeah, he does. And the Sixers had a great game. They almost pulled that thing out, Jack.
It's crazy. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe I'm cheering for Pat Beverly.
Pat Beverly is a dog, Jack. He's one of those players that we love him. I love Pat Beverly.
I never thought I'd say that in a million years.
Listen, the Lakers didn't know what they had in Pat Beverly, man. Like LeBron should have kept him around, man. Pat Beverly is a dog. Every team should want a Pat Beverly.
And he shoots good. He's a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I've seen like clips where people talk about like Pat Beverly in high school. Like this guy averaged like 35 in high school, like in Chicago of all places.
And if I know, man, you watching him as much as I watch him with the Sixers, he's in the league for a reason.
Yeah, man.
And I know he's really helping Maxey in the play during practice. If Maxey can move with Pat, he can handle anybody in the league. Because he's talking trash. Fouling them, scratching them, biting them. Who knows what he's doing to Maxey in practice?
Right. Did you see the I think it was during a timeout. They showed it during the game where he was kind of coaching Reed on how to set a screen. That was incredible to see, man. I said, man, Pat Beverly he's more valuable than all the talking he's doing, man.
And man, shout out to again Nick Nurse. I love the pick when they first got him. He's a great coach. Strategy. Great coach. He knows how to coach when Embiid's not there. Like that game they played without Embiid. Late minute, they switched the whole with that boy, Paul Reed.
Yeah.
I would like
to see shooting threes.
I would like to see them in the lineup together. Reed and Embiid. They can if he can shoot like that, they need to play big and really wreak some havoc.
Yeah.
Especially when they got to play like the Knicks.
Right. Paul Reed, he definitely impressed me. Tobias has been looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, and he's coming off that illness, man. He's having a great year. And he's a Nick Nurse type of player because he's like Pascal Siakam. When tall guys go to the post, versatile, and I think Nurse is really doing a way better job than what Doc did when he had because Tobias, or as you like to say, Toby. He's not
call that black man Toby.
He's not a spot up shooter, man. He got to have a ball, and Nick Nurse in a better position.
Right. Yeah, and it's unfortunate for Nick Nurse, man. In today's NBA, man, these coaches don't get they don't get any leeway. You figure Jerry Sloan was the coach of the Jazz for what, 20
100
seasons?
years.
Yeah,
You never thought about firing him.
Yeah, look at Pop. The San Antonio Spurs will never fire Pop.
Not even a discussion.
And it's a shame.
All those coaches back there, I remember that cat for Portland. I think his name is Rick Adelman.
Rick Adelman,
like
man.
15 years.
Yeah. Rick Adelman ended up in Sacramento too.
Yeah.
Chris Webber and them. Yeah, he was a good coach too.
Good coach.
Yeah, it's a shame that today's NBA doesn't let him roll out.
Darvin Ham had them last year in the Western Conference Final. He lose one game from every game. Vogel couldn't last.
Nope.
I think he's a good coach.
Yeah, Frank Vogel, he's a decent coach, but I think Nick Nurse, man, he's in a different category.
Oh yeah.
He reminds me of
as if Vogel had a raw deal.
What was the Bucks coach name that won that championship? What was my man's name? I could see his face, but he was another good coach. Budenholzer. He didn't get his chance either, man. Nick Nurse and those type of players that you figure if he could win a championship, man, against the Golden State Warriors, Nurse was a good coach.
Let him have it. Maybe they got an off year. I like with Budenholzer, they just won. With Giannis, was hurt. The circumstances, it was a fluke year.
Right.
You think a healthy Giannis is going to lose to that Miami team? He was hurt. He missed 2 games. Hey, man, they couldn't wait to fire him. As we know, Giannis, now they got another coach. And 3 coaches in the last 2 years.
You know how that goes. More on that later, as we say.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Embiid did not play. We think that he ended up getting hurt last night against the Golden State Warriors, trying to play.
What is Kuminga doing?
Yeah, due to this to the NBA rules of having to play 65 games in order to be eligible for these awards, man. Those NBA rules are they're backfiring on our stars, Jack.
I hate it, man. I hate it. I hate it for the fact that like a Halliburton got to drag itself because you cannot. Maybe you can tie it to awards, but you can't tie it to awards and their money.
Right.
And don't you lose $40 million because you missed 1 extra game, and we saw Halliburton really get hurt. He probably shouldn't even be back.
Right. And those awards are important to these players, man. You figure these players have been playing their whole life. And for certain players like Joel Embiid, he's trying to win a championship, obviously, but legacy.
History. And legacy. And some of them have incentives, like if your pay gets bumped up if you make this all-star, get the defensive player of the year. Yeah. And I saw a list like Kyrie's ineligible. Who else? Bradley Beal, of course, Ja. There's a lot of players who, and some of those players, except for Ja, legitimately injured. Right. So I wonder would the league rethink this threshold they put on it.
And you figure this is a relatively new rule. Draymond on his podcast talked about today losing the Defensive Player of the Year award to Kawhi, and Kawhi only played 51 games that year.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, and
he's probably gonna be the most games, knock on wood, he's probably played in ever. He never played because they started it. San Antonio started all this. We rested them.
Right. And I don't know, man. You figure back when we were kids, man, we talked about going to the sneaker stores and putting our paper ballot into the box. Grant Hill was an all-star every year, and he was hurt. He didn't play, and he was on the all-star team. How many all-stars does Grant Hill play? Has he played in that he probably only played maybe 10, 15 games that year?
Only the Detroit ones. There's no way he played any when he was in Orlando.
Right.
Yeah, these rules, man, I think they really need to I don't know what they're going to do, but now you see the momentum of people really complaining about it. Maybe they'll rethink it because they probably didn't factor in legitimate injuries.
Right.
It's bigger than low management, but like Halliburton, I want to see him get that paper.
Yeah. And unfortunate for Joel Embiid last night, man.
Kuminga, what are you doing?
Yeah,
dumb play.
I mean, it's a dumb play, but in the heat of the moment, he's competing, and the truth of the matter is, and the fact is, Embiid shouldn't have been out there. He's out there because he's trying to, not miss so many games. So he's laboring one injury and he ends up injuring something else, man. Unfortunate for the Sixers and Embiid, Jack.
You still didn't hear, they of course he's not playing. They play the Jazz. Hopefully they can get that one. We need Maxey out there quick.
Right.
For he gonna find himself in the same situation, missing the games, and he got a contract coming.
Right.
He could miss out on that rookie scale. He can miss out on some money, so he got to get playing too. So so Sixers hitting this little slide between that, trying to break that losing streak, and with the incentives and want to get on the All NBA, he drug himself out there, and I knew from the rip he was because he wasn't dominating that small team.
No,
that was regular Joe Embiid. He'd have had 50 easily on them. Because they're one of the smallest teams.
Yeah, he didn't quite have his swagger. You could see it. He was laboring. Looked like he probably his ankle and his knee. You could tell he kept falling on the ground.
Oh,
he looked like Bambi out there, Jack. He looked like Bambi on the ice.
Baby. Yo, he's too big to be. I've never seen the Joker fall. When have you seen the Joker on the ground? Joker don't be on nobody's ground. The B falling. I used to think Anthony Davis fell out. Nah. And Tion, shout out to Tion. Tion said nobody falls as much as they be.
I hate to see it. Like, you're not Allen Iverson. Get up.
No, you too. That's a long ball. 7'2", 300. Bam, stay up. Never seen Kareem, Shaq just falling for no reason. If he fell, it was with a purpose.
What Kevin Hart say on his one stand up when Shaq fall? Oh, he said he falls. LeBron. So Shaq falls slow motion.
Dude, that's what we do is over for Shaq. He started falling. It took him 5 minutes.
But yeah, man. Yeah, he hits the ground too much, man. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
Well, big fella.
Yeah, with all these NBA rules and stuff. Let's move on, Jack. We started to talk about Doc Rivers a little while ago, but Doc Rivers had his debut this past Monday, and things didn't go quite as good as he would hope, Jack.
Nah, he need a new nickname. I'm gonna figure it out next week. Keep my eye on you, Doc. They played the Joker.
Yeah, they went up against the Bucks, man. The Bucks won 113. Not the Bucks. The Nuggets won 113 to 107. The Joker had a big game, man, and it's just they got a lot of star power on that team, man, with Dame and Giannis, man, but they can't close out games, Jack.
I think they need. I thought Crowder was coming back. I don't know if he's the answer, but they need somebody young on that wing because they be flying right by Dame. And what's my man Beasley? Oh my God. That's why I should have picked up on the first game of the season. Maxey was doing whatever he wanted.
Right.
That first game. Because they don't have that's what they miss Drew. And not just Drew, people were getting Grayson Allen. That defense.
Yeah, Grayson Allen was a dog.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And man, you know who else they're missing? He's a little bit older now, and we don't think about how important he was to that championship run. PJ Tucker, though, Jack. PJ Tucker could guard those wing
they don't
players.
Go get him now because he ain't getting no burn. He just all he doing is carrying all the sneakers and luggage from place to place, not getting no burn because the Clippers are doing well now. I would like to see him back on the Sixers.
Yeah, he's old though, Jack. He's getting up there, man. He's not quite as fast as he once was.
This is his last go round, and if I was the Bucks, that's a great idea to get him for. Because what I love about him, you can put him on anybody. You stick him on. You think of the East, man. You could put him on Booker. You could Mitchell. You can put him on foul up, rough up Jalen Brunson. Mm-hmm. He gonna use those 6 fouls.
And we seen him guard KD before. Like you figure what?
By
He's
6'4". Yo, by himself. Don't need no help. Jimmy Butler, you gonna face in the playoffs. You can put him on all those guys.
Tobias Harris. I mean, depending on what team he's on, Tobias Harris.
Onito's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What's my man's name? Paulo Bencaro.
Yeah.
You stick him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Really missing that.
Listen, and I know Doc gets a bad rap, but I kind of like Doc Rivers. He was incredible.
He's a charmer.
He was incredible with that Boston team, Jack. Like I love that Boston team with Rondo and shout out to Rondo with some little legal trouble recently. Whoa, Rondo!
Interesting weekend.
Rondo, you gotta relax, Rondo.
Yo, chill out, brother.
Calm down, Rondo. But that Boston team with Rondo, KG, Paul, crazy Paul Pierce, always saying something crazy, and Ray Allen. But I love that Doc Rivers, and he had some great teams out there in LA, man, and of course, the Sixers. I don't really feel like all of the Sixers' troubles was on Doc Rivers. It makes it look so much worse now that Nick Nurse is doing so well with the Sixers.
Like from the rip, it's like, oh. And I think I think why Doc probably will work here, because Doc is not a strategy guy. Sixers, I think they needed more strategy than management. Yeah. He got to manage the Bucks. I think. And what is the trade deadline? Trade deadline. It's coming up soon. They got to grab a wing and grab it. I don't like Dame and Beasley. They're too short. You can't have 2 6'3" guys in the East.
Right. You nailed it, Jack. Let's just go right into that, Jack. That was our next topic, man. So let's go into that.
I'm Segway King Jr.
Listen, you nailed it, Jack. Let's talk about that, Jack. So we got the trade deadline coming up Thursday, February 8th, man. We got some big names that are being mentioned, man. I'm gonna throw a couple of them out to you, Jack, and you tell me what you think. Of course, we got Murray for the Atlanta Hawks. His name has been coming up in a lot of Lakers talk. We got Kyle Kuzma.
Lakers take anybody right now.
Zach LaVine. Who else we got? We got Jeremy Grant. His name has been coming up a lot. Malcolm Brogdon. He's out there in Portland.
Yeah, both of them guys. Yeah.
His name Bruce Brown, who got traded in that Siakam trade. His name is out there. It's a lot of big names out there, Jack.
And everybody you named is like a 3-and-D guy, defense, offense, especially Jeremy Grant. Whoever gets him, because he's probably the youngest out of that crew you named, getting a stud. He would be perfect. Like he's what the kind of guy the Bucks need, because you know what the Bucks is also lacking. I don't know if Middleton has really returned to form.
Right,
because he was a pretty decent defensive player. Now, like when the Bucks played Boston. Who's going to stick Brown? And they got to find out who's going to stick Brown, Tatum, and White. They don't got that.
Another. Yeah, and White has been playing lights out of his mind. But it was another player that the Bucks originally had that might be worth bringing him back. Malcolm Brogdon was originally he was on the Bucks there for a while, Jack, and he had a good
bubble.
Yeah, he had some good games for the Bucks. So he might not be a bad player to target in the trade market too.
I'd put him in that backcourt because he can stick the bigger 2 guards, so Dame doesn't have to play as much defense.
Right.
And I don't know the assets that the Bucks have to get him, but they got to get one of those guys, I think. And the Lakers will take anybody right now.
Yes, they will. There's a bunch of other names out there, Jack. Of course.
What about D'Angelo Russell? What do you think?
You mentioned the Lakers. We got D'Angelo.
He's been playing great. Russell. Except for last night, I think he didn't have a good game. But he been putting up as soon as they say he's going to get traded, he starts scoring.
Yeah, man. And I don't think it's going to help. I think if they can get Murray, you're gone.
No, you better get Murray. And here's the thing, like he be doing well. Then against the Warriors, he threw that ball away like 3 times in a row like this. I said, this is.
But one thing I like about him, though, and I gotta say, but when it was time to take that big shot, he was fearless.
Yo, 1-on-3. You know, I be going crazy in the house because he'll pull that and nobody down. Fundamental skooky basketball. Don't shoot unless you got a teammate down there. He don't care about none of that. But he made that big shot.
Did you see when they slowed it down and showed it in slow motion? He literally got the ball and his face lit up with the biggest smile, and he knew, I'm shooting this thing. I'm pulling this trigger.
He's a wild boy. I don't know what the Lakers going to do with him, but he's still in the right circumstances. He can really be a good fit.
Yeah, and it's crazy because LeBron just posted, I guess it was today or yesterday, posted the hourglass. And let's be honest though, Jack, LeBron's time is running out. Man. It's win now, man. LeBron doesn't have time to rebuild, Jack.
No, man. I thought he meant D'Angelo Russell's time, Wood's time. Everybody AD's time is ticking.
Darvin Ham's time.
Yo, listen, man. I said if he get fired, I'll be heartbroken if he get fired.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But
I like
some another big player from speaking of Saturday, Wiggins. Jack Wiggins' name is on that trade market, man. Yeah, Wiggins is not hasn't really been having a good season, Jack. One of the worst seasons of his career so far.
I remember was that last year? He took most of the year for personal reasons. He still hasn't gotten back, and he was elite against the Celtics. He's the reason Steph Curry and him are the reason why they got that chip.
Yeah,
because he really played great defense on Tatum.
Right, and I even saw that like his shot attempts are down. Those are the lowest numbers that he's had since was a rookie, I believe. He just doesn't look comfortable out there in that system anymore, Jack. It looks like they're not really targeting him. Like, I feel like all his points are off of like, rebounds or just gets open, or they're not even necessarily calling his number anymore.
And it seemed like they're really trying to get Kuminga to be what he was just a year or two ago.
Right.
He's younger. He got bounce.
Yeah.
So that's interesting what they would do that. Now they need to make a move. The Lakers, and not knowing what resources and picks they got, but they got to figure it out. I think the Warriors got to figure it out, and the Bucks.
Right. And you mentioned
you do anything.
Yeah, you mentioned Kuminga, and before we move on, I have to say about Kuminga, he has bounce and he has a great upside, but he does not have a hairline currently. He cut his hair, Jack. It looks bad, Jack. It looks bad, Jack. Couldn't move on without talking about my man's hairline. What
Kuminga,
is
take
up
that
in
thing in, dog.
Hey.
Get you a marker and just paint it in, sir.
Oh my God! Where are all the good barbers in the Bay? I need you to.
I know they out there. You know they out there.
Hairline.
He with the white barber, man, got messed up, man.
Oh my God! Let's move on, Jack. So it's time for one of your favorite segments that we have on the show. Don't sleep. Who are we not sleeping on this week, Jack? Man. Oh no! Yeah, we're gonna do Don't Sleep. Who we not sleeping on this week, Jack?
You better not be sleeping on those New York Knicks.
On the New York Knicks, Jack.
Buddy, I've been watching because out here, we have all the New York TV channels, and I've been watching the Knicks. And man, Randall got hurt, but they still rocking and rolling because Jalen Brunson, quiet as kept, has been the best point guard in the East. He ain't gonna start in that All-Star game, but he's been the best. He's been the best. He played his best games against the best opponents. I watched him smoke my Sixers, smoke the Boston Celtics, Lakers, whoever they are. That OG trade
was incredible.
It seemed like they've been playing together for years, and all those Villanova guys.
Oh my God,
Hart. Hart had a triple-double. DiVincenzo had 9 threes last night.
Right.
And Jalen had another 30-game, 10 assists.
What is their current win streak? Are they still on this win streak?
I think they're at 9.
So it's 9 now? I knew they were at 8, so they're at 9.
They are. Man, they leapfrogged the Sixers. They're in 4th place.
No, Jack, I looked a little while ago. They are in 3rd place. They are in third place at 31-17. I looked maybe like 20 minutes ago. 31-17. They're in third place in the East right now.
In the last month, they are trending upward, and now because I'll hear where people root for the Knicks. They hate Tibbs. He play him too long. He does this. Tibbs got that thing rocking and rolling, and they love players love him.
Yeah, and I like
Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson coming back.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. See that, and that's probably what I think the Sixers add, because Paul Reed's a 4.
Right.
We're gonna play the Knicks. We need another big down there because they got Mitchell Robinson, got the Harkenstein. I think I'm saying his name right. He's filling up for him, averaging 10 and 10. So
yeah, man.
Gotta have some bodies for them. Don't sleep on those Knicks. They're trying to make a move this year.
Yeah, man. The Knicks are looking legit this year, man. Brunson got a chip on his shoulder. He got something to prove this year. Got something to prove.
Listen.
All right, Jack. Now it is officially time for my favorite segment of the week, Jack.
Jumping on us, son.
All right. That's a fact, Jack. Stat of the week, Jack. All right, Jack. So did you know that the Chicago Bulls logo is the only logo that has never changed since its franchise establishment in the NBA? It is the only logo that has never changed after all these years, Jack. The Chicago, and that logo was so iconic.
Even the Celtics.
That is the only one, Chicago Bulls, that has never changed, Jack.
It was crazy. They never changed it, and they wasn't good till they got Mike. You would think they would be trying to change stuff, but you can't. You're never going to be able to beat red and black. Those colors, man. Oh, can't beat it.
Man, so iconic, man, and like just that Bulls, the floor with the bull in the middle, man. That is
never changed. That logo. That's a wild stat right there. I would have never guessed that. As Sixers fans, the logo will change about 15 times in 10 years. They change it every other year.
Tell me about it, man. The Chicago Bulls said, if it's not broke, fix it, Jack.
That is, I got to pull that up now. That logo.
Yeah.
The uniform still, and what I love about them, they've really kept as close as they. I hate the Knicks because they got black now. I said, man, Patrick Ewing never wear no black. It's blue, white, Bo Jacksons.
Yeah, sweating at the foul line like Pat Ewing.
Yes, man. So the Bulls always, even when they went to black, it just fit. Their uniforms have stuck to that classic logo.
Yeah. And we talked about on the one episode that pinstripe. Oh my God, that pinstripe was cold, Jack.
It looked like they were going to win 70 games with those.
Right, Jack. So that is it for episode 13, Jack. Lucky number 13, Jack.
Yes, that logo's hot. Oh yeah, you can't mess with that. Yeah, you got some shout outs this week.
I got some shout outs, Jack. We gonna stick with the hometown boys today, Jack, for my shout out. So shout out to Rip Hamilton for getting his number retired out there in UConn.
Wow.
So shout out to Rip, well deserved. Let's keep it with Connecticut. Shout out to my boy Shaman Tools.
Yes.
Toolsy. What up, boy? Toolsy was out there in UConn. He was a part of that ceremony. They honored that championship team with Ben Gordon and Okafor. So shout out to Tools. And last but not least, shout out to the up and coming future NBA player. We hope AJ Hoggard scored this 1,000th point. I believe it was last night, Jack.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
AJ for getting that 1,000 point, Jack.
Yeah, man, those some good shout outs. And Shaman Tools and Rip Hamilton, I'm like raised both of them. So I take pride in all that stuff. And you too, AJ. Yeah, you too. But shout out, I'm going to give one shout out to my daughter, Karis Girl. She's selling these Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, sir.
You buy those cookies so I don't have to buy them and eat them, please.
They are delicious, Jack. They are delicious.
Yeah, man. But it's another one. Listen. Make sure y'all follow us, subscribe, share. We're going to have some merch one of these days.
One of these days, Jack.
Follow us. You see Adam's all on the socials and you see mine. But here's something we want to leave you with. Adam, say something smart.
The red dog will never be brown.
Came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy, more heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up, that type of motion new to you. To us it's a throwback, losing we don't know that. Only give them our facts, that's exact what y'all lack. Always show the people love, so they show us love